Gentlemen, I want to get to this question of cost, because this was another one of the president's promises. He said that, generally speaking, under Obamacare, you will pay less for your health care than you did under the old system. Dr. Gottlieb, you say one of the problems is that folks may not realize, yeah, maybe their premium is a little bit lower, although in a lot of cases it isn't. But what they don't realize is that under a lot of these plans, their deductibles skyrocket, so that for months you could be seeing a doctor and you're not covered by your insurance because you haven't met a $4,000 or $5,000 deductible.
Well, these are expensive plans. Clearly, some people are going to do well. I mean, if you're below about 250 to 200% of the federal poverty level, the subsidies are sufficient that you're probably going to end up getting a cheap plan. But anyone above that level could very likely end up paying more for the health care than what they were getting before. And remember, a lot of people going into this exchange right now aren't uninsured folks. Most of them are people who had insurance and now being forcibly moved into the exchange. And most of them are middle-class folks who really don't benefit from the subsidies. So they're going to find these plans much more expensive than what they were getting before.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about that.
This is a very interesting...
Governor, let me just make the point.
Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Because particularly for people who aren't going to get the subsidy or may not get a full subsidy, and especially those folks who have bought into the bronze plans, you've got deductibles that are $5,000. You could have to go to your doctor for an entire year and not reach $5,000, particularly if you're not that sick.
Well, first of all, Scott's right. There will be a substantial number of people who are going to get subsidies who didn't have insurance before, who may have had insurance and they're going to save money. So they will see lower premiums to them. They won't cost less, but they'll be lower premiums to the buyer. But here's the interesting thing I find about the deductible argument. The deductible argument is such a classic Republican argument. This is what Republicans have always wanted. Have patients put more skin in the game and they'll be more careful about what they spend. And now we have the spectacle of Republicans attacking the high deductibles just because they're so desperate to attack this plan on any number. This is a Republican idea. Have higher deductibles. Patients put more skin in the game with their own money, and they're more careful about how they spend their money.
But these aren't really high deductible plans. The idea of a high deductible plan is a lot of the routine stuff you pay for out of pocket, but you're covered on the catastrophic stuff. Here, what's happening is a lot of the routine stuff is paid for in full because of the mandates, where the deductibles and the copays are going to hit you is on the more important stuff. I mean, you'll get free surgical sterilization if you're a woman, but you might not get cancer therapy paid for, first dollar coverage on that. I mean, that's the problem with these plans. They're not truly high deductible plans in the traditional sense of how we think about them.